Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be talking about 2024 anticipated releases. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me sick thinking that we are already talking about 2024 book releases because I keep forgetting that next month is December and kind of makes me want to cry a little bit. So what better way to distract myself than by talking about books? So these are going to be some of my most anticipated releases for 2024. Like I've said in previous anticipated releases videos, not all of these I will probably be buying immediately, but they are the books that I am the most interested in at this moment in time and will be watching and waiting for to see what's going on with them. Some of them I'll probably wait until I hear more about it from other people, but a lot of these I will probably be getting to immediately because there are some really good books coming out in 2024 and I'm very excited. So let's talk about some anticipated releases. These are going to be primarily horror and thriller because those are the two genres that I read the most of. Let's get into it. So the first book is Midnight on Beacon Street by Emily Ruth Verona. This is coming out January 30th, and I'll be honest, the main thing that caught my attention when I saw this book was the cover. I really like the pink and blues. I just think it's really pretty, and I love that like vintagey, distressing look to the covers. I just think that's really cool. But I'm also very interested in this book because this is about a teenager that is babysitting and strangers come knocking at the door and she has to like protect the kids, and it's also set on October in the 90s. This has already grabbed my attention mainly because it kind of reminds me of When a Stranger Calls and The Babysitter by R.L. Stine, which when I was younger I was very obsessed with those two things. I don't really know why, because I was a babysitter and when I would think about those things while I was babysitting it would freak me out. So I don't really know why I did that, but I did do that often when I was babysitting, think about those kinds of situations. So I feel like this book was kind of just meant for me, honestly. I just feel like this is one of those books that kind of screams my name when I see it. I look at the cover, I look at the plot, and I'm like, that's an Erin book. So I don't know much else about this. I haven't read too deep into it, mainly because when I do, I feel like sometimes it ruins my reading experience, but it does say that it is a love letter to vintage horror movies. I'm really excited for this one. I think it could be really good. Again, I just think it looks really pretty and I like the idea of it, so I'm very hopeful that this one could really work for me, and I will probably be getting this one as soon as it comes out. I can see myself buying it immediately. Next up is The Clinic by Kate Quinn. This is coming out January 23rd. I actually have a NetGalley arc of this, which I'm really excited about. Again, the cover is really pretty. I love the colors. I just think I don't know. It has a vibe that I'm just really into, and I didn't know this until just now, but this is set in a remote rehab clinic on the Pacific Northwest coast, which, if you don't know, I live in Oregon, so I'm really drawn to books that take place in the Pacific Northwest, probably because I live here, so I guess that makes sense. It also says it's about the death of a woman inside, and it prompts her sister to enter the clinic as a patient in order to find the truth. I think that sounds really good. I really should read plots before I like request things on NetGalley, but I don't really do that. I don't really do that ever. I really should, but I don't. So I think this one sounds really cool, and now I'm even more excited that I have a NetGalley arc of it because I think I could really like this one. I mean, I'm hopeful that I could really, really like this one, but it does sound good and I have high hopes for it. The next one is We Ate the Dark by Mallory Pearson. This is coming out February 1st. Again, the cover, really, really good. The covers are already starting out at the top of the game. I'm just saying, I think that there's going to be some beautiful book covers in 2024. I can already tell. But this says it's about 4 women investigating the murder of their friend. So 5 years ago, their friend disappeared and her remains are found stuffed into the hollow of a tree, bursting through the floorboards of an abandoned house in the woods. So all these women come together that are grieving from this loss and that miss her, and they just want answers. They come together and they start looking into what happened. I think that sounds very intriguing. I don't know much about it because I don't look into things, but this is a debut. It just sounds like it could be really good. I don't know if I will buy this one immediately when it comes out. I will be looking forward to seeing what people are saying about it because I think this could be one that I would really like. Next is The Hollow Dead by Darcy Coates. This is book number 4 in the Gravekeeper series. I was kindly sent an arc of this from Poisoned Pen Press. I am literally so excited. This is coming out February 13th and I'm obsessed with this series. I've been really enjoying it. I'm very much looking forward to what's happening next in the series and where things are gonna go. Darcy Coates is one of my favorite authors of all time. I feel like that's just a known fact at this point. So I have very high hopes that I will thoroughly enjoy this, and I can't imagine me disliking it because I've been enjoying the series so much so far. So I'm just looking forward to seeing my favorite characters and what they get up to and see where the plot progresses in this one and see what new information we get. I think it'll just be a lot of fun and I am looking forward to starting this one soon. Next up we have What Feasts at Night by T. King Fisher. This is coming out February 13th as well. This is the sequel to What Moves the Dead. I don't know much about this plot at all. I just saw that it was a sequel and I got really excited. What Moves the Dead is definitely not my favorite T. King Fisher. I think a lot of other people enjoyed it much more than I did, but I did overall enjoy that book. I gave it 4 stars, mainly because the ending kind of saved everything for me. I felt like I was a little bored at the beginning, but I don't know. I feel like I want to continue still. I want to see where it's going, what's happening. I really enjoy T. King Fisher's writing. I really enjoy just being in their stories, so I feel like that's good enough for me to want to buy it, so I will probably buy this one. I don't know if I'll buy it immediately, but I will probably buy this one fairly soon after it comes out. Next up we have Forgotten Sisters by Cynthia Palaio. This is coming out March 19th. Again, the cover is stunning. We have some beautiful looking books this year. I've said it once, said it twice, I'll probably say it again, but I can already tell that the covers, they're gonna be good in 2024. So this book is kind of like a horror novel with a little bit of a fairy tale vibe, and also I think it's a police procedural. This reminds me a lot, just based off of those like factors, it reminds me a lot of Children of Chicago by Cynthia Palaio. This is it's like the same vibe. I really enjoyed that book though, even though I don't really love police procedurals usually. Those are not really my jam, but I really enjoy her writing, so I'm looking forward to this one. This is about these sisters, Anna and Jenny, and they're basically like kind of stuck together because of, I guess, their past, and they have nowhere else to go, and you know, they just kind of stick with each other. And one of the sisters, Anna, has a podcast. She talks about like ghost stories of Chicago, but she ends up getting a male listener who I guess they kind of have like a connection and they start dating. I guess they just start getting closer and closer. And there are also people that are going missing. I don't know. It sounds very interesting. I don't know how the fairy tale aspect will work for me. But if it's very similar to Children of Chicago, I feel like I will overall enjoy it. And I don't know, there's something about it. I want to read it. It just sounds really good. It sounds interesting. I don't know if I'll buy it immediately, but it's going to be on my radar. I will definitely have my eyes and ears open and see what everyone else is saying about it. Next up we have Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida Ibike Imede, and this is from the author who wrote Ace of Spades, which was a YA thriller that I really enjoyed. It had like a Gossip Girl vibe about it, and I really liked Gossip Girl, so I really enjoyed that book. This one, again, the cover is absolutely stunning. How many times am I gonna say that? It is, again, a YA. It's like another mystery thriller, I guess. But this one is about a boarding school, which I don't know what it is when things are set at like boarding schools or private schools. They're just so interesting and fascinating to me. So that already kind of sealed the deal for me. But this new girl arrives to the boarding school, and there are some weird things happening, some secrets, things being hidden, and her roommate ends up disappearing. Again, just sounds really creepy and weird. Because I really enjoyed Ace of Spades, I just have a feeling that I am going to like this one, and I really think the boarding school setting is gonna do it for me. I don't know what it is about that, but it's just something about it. I'm very interested. The cover got me. I'm very excited for this one, and I will probably buy this immediately when it comes out. This next one is Diavola by Jennifer Marie Thorne, I think is how you pronounce the title. Honestly, I have no idea. This one's coming out March 26th. The cover is, again, what initially sold me. It just looks like a painting that I could frame, and I really like that, so I wanted to add it. I have no idea what this is about. I have zero idea. I did not read this plot description. It says it's a twist on the classic haunted house story exploring loneliness, belonging, and the seemingly inescapable bonds of family mythology. It also says at the bottom, warning, may invoke feelings of irritation, dread, and despair that come with large family gatherings, which honestly kind of makes me laugh. It kind of makes me chuckle. I don't know, there's something about it. It just sounds really interesting. It looks really interesting, and I feel like it's gonna be one of those books that I'll be glad to go in blind, and I'm gonna be glad not knowing anything about it. So that's what I'm gonna leave it at, because I don't want to spoil myself or spoil anyone else watching. So very excited about this one. I feel like I probably will pick it up right when it comes out. This next one is The Woods All Black by Lee Mandello. This one's coming out March 19th. I, again, like the cover. It looks very interesting. I don't know too much about it, but it says it's equal parts historical horror, trans romance, and blood-soaked revenge, and it's set in 1920s Appalachia. I don't know what kind of story this is gonna be at all. I've never read anything from this author, but I was going to read Summer Suns, and I never ended up picking it up. But this one, I don't know, it sounds more up my alley, to be fair. I'm a little worried about the historical horror part, just because historical horror is not really my thing, because I'm not very good with historical horror, but I think it sounds really cool. It also says that it's going to explore reproductive justice and bodily autonomy, the terrors of small town religion, and the necessity of fighting tooth and claw to live as who you truly are. Ooh, it sounds like it could be really good though. I don't know. I might wait on other people's reviews of this one to see if I will like the historical aspect or not, but it has my attention, and I feel like I'm very intrigued by it. I will be keeping my eye out because I want to know what everyone else is going to say about it. Then we have Indian Burial Ground by Nick Medina. This is coming out April 16th. This is by the author who came out with Sisters of the Lost Nation. I actually own that one, but I haven't read it yet. I'm very excited to read it. I feel like I might really like it, and this one sounds very interesting. I might wait on buying this one until I've read Sisters of the Lost Nation. I want to have a baseline to see what this author's writing style is like to make sure I actually like it first before I go buy another book by them when I may not like either of them, so we'll see. But basically this is about the main character Noemi, who wants a fresh start with a new boyfriend who actually treats her right and a plan to move from the reservation she grew up on. And I guess things are starting to get better for her and she looks like she's gonna get what she wants. But then apparently her boyfriend commits suicide and it's just not really adding up. It just doesn't seem like it makes total sense. And it says that Noemi isn't the only one who suspects that something menacing might be lurking within their tribal lands. I think that sounds really interesting. It sounds really, really good. Again, I'll probably wait on this one just to see what this author's writing style is like and give myself a chance to read the first book by them to just make sure that I feel like I can confidently buy this one and it won't be, I don't know, just a waste. But I'm very excited for it. I think it sounds really, really good. We also have another Mina and the Undead book. This is Mina and the Cult by Amy McCaw. This one is coming out April 4th. I'm very, very excited for it. One, I really like the color. It's very pretty. It's like a nice, beautiful teal, which I love. But I've really been enjoying this series. It's like a fun YA 90s vampire series. It's just been a lot of fun. It's just like an easy, good read and I'm excited to see where the series goes, so of course I had to include it in my most anticipated releases. Then we have The Gathering by CJ Tudor. This is coming out April 11th. I've only read one book from this author before. I think it was The Chalk Man. Is that what it was called? And that was forever ago, so I haven't read anything else from this author, but I know a lot of people really enjoy their work. Don't know too much about this one. It just says a small Alaskan town, a missing boy, a brutal murder, a detective brought in from out of state to assist the former sheriff who investigated a similar murder 25 years ago. But are they hunting a twisted psychopath or something even more terrifying? Not much to go on, but again, the cover is really cool. It's got a snowy vibe that I really enjoy. I'm very interested that it takes place in Alaska. I feel like that'll just add to the creepy factor, being in like a really cold, isolated, snowy environment. I think it'll be fun. It's a very mysterious book because I don't really know what it's gonna entail, but it looks interesting. I'm intrigued. I will probably see what other people are saying about it before I buy it, but it sounds like I could really, really enjoy it, so I will be watching for it. And lastly is One of You by Erin E. Adams. This is coming out April 23rd. This is from the author who wrote Jackal. I really enjoyed Jackal. Looking back on it, I gave it 3.5 stars. It's definitely more of a 4-star read. I think at the moment I just needed to like sit on it a little bit more. So I'm very, very interested in reading more from this author because I just think I really enjoyed their writing, and I like that I had to sit on Jackal a little bit to fully appreciate it more. So I don't know, there's something about this one. It also sounds very, very mysterious, but basically this is about a family who immigrated to New York City from Haiti years ago, and they are just like a normal family. They go to church, they're good neighbors, they have 2 daughters, and you know, there's nothing like abnormal about them. They're normal siblings, normal family. They just do normal family things. But it says, beneath this polished exterior, something is just slightly off. There's malice waiting, wanting to reveal itself. That already just kind of is interesting to me. And I guess their mother unexpectedly dies, and they meet this person who claims to be a close friend of their mother's when everyone starts showing up for the funeral and paying their respects. One of the sisters is very welcoming. The other feels like there's something suspicious about this person because they don't remember their mother ever talking about them before. And then it says, after a series of unsettling events, a disfigured doll appearing in their attic, childhood photos vanishing, and a mysterious illness suddenly afflicting their father, the two sisters are forced to dive into a hidden world of mythos and question the role that this stranger has in all of it. I don't know. It sounds very weird, but like weird in a good way, like in a mysterious, eerie kind of way. And I'm very excited for this one. It looks like it's going to be a good time. The cover is very beautiful. I had to stop saying it because I said it for like every book that I included, but I feel like this one I'll probably buy when it comes out because I probably won't be able to restrain myself. So those are just a few of my anticipated releases for 2024. I could probably go on and on because there's so many of them, but I feel like these are the ones that are like sticking out at me immediately, like really in my face. I'm really excited about, I've been thinking about, I know I really want to either get it immediately or wait to hear a little bit about before I go buy it. I feel like a lot of these are probably gonna get bought. I'm not gonna be able to restrain myself, I can already tell, because they just sound way too good. And like I said, this isn't even half of the stuff that I've been looking at, but these are just the ones that really called to me. I'm sure I'll have more anticipated releases as 2024 goes on and more releases get announced and stuff like that, but as of right now, I'm pretty happy with these being the ones I'm the most excited about. If I mentioned any that you are excited about, or you are excited about some that I didn't mention, go ahead and leave me a comment. I would love to hear what books you are going to be thinking about or maybe buying in 2024. If you enjoy these anticipated releases, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That way I know, that way I can keep doing them for you all and for myself really, because I kind of like compiling lists of releases so that way I have things to look back on for myself when I want to go buy books. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon linked in the description box. We can become friends, talk about books, horrifying books, thrilling books, romance books, manga, all that good fun stuff. And with that being said, I hope you are having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!